All right, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're going to be reviewing one of my older videos about how to make a guy think of you nonstop. And so we're going to watch this video and I'm going to give you guys my take on it, whether or not I agree with it. This video was made like 5 years ago, something like that. So let's see how much I've changed, whether or not I agree with it, and what I can add on to what I've already talked about in that video, all right? And if you guys enjoy that type of video, let me know what other videos you guys want me to review next, all right? And and by the way, hit the notification button and hit the subscribe button. A lot of you guys are watching these videos and are not subscribed. Don't make me close the channel, all right? And we're having a meetup, a meditation meetup next Sunday in my apartment, actually. That's where we do the meditation meetups. So if you guys want to attend, it's only 8 tickets. Click on the description down below. And if you guys can't buy the tickets, just put in the comments and I'll put you on a wait list. But click on the description down below where it says purchase tickets to come to the Bushwick Meditation Meetup. All right, it's gonna be at 3 p.m. in Brooklyn, New York City. Attend there. Well, I'm closing the channel. All right, let's begin this, people, and let's see what I have to say about this.
Like a ball.
Today's video, we're going to be talking about how to get a guy to think about you nonstop through the power of absence and presence. All right, and this is more of an in-depth video on how to use space and your presence to get a guy to become attracted to you, because the key to making all of this works and how to get a guy to think of you, right, is it really comes down to, like, to sum it up in a very concrete ways, it comes down to having a life where you're busy and you vary in your activities and in your day-to-day routine, right? So at one point in the year, you might be free to hang out with him, and then suddenly at another point in the year, you're not, because you have something else going on in your life.
You ladies can agree with this, is that if there's one thing that guys hate, it's competition. And competition being with your kids, competition being with another man, and also you having a life. When there are forces taking you away from him, he considers that he considers that competition. Anything that you gravitate to that takes time away from you being with him, it's competition. The more you have of those, the more activities you have in your life, and the more of a life you have, the more competitive he'll be for your attention.
It becomes, you want to get it to the point that it's not a game, but rather you're just living, you're just busy. You can't hang out with him all the time, not because you're trying to use a tactic, but because you just don't have time, right? And that's a reflection of how you value your time and how much you think you can or cannot do, and about the kind of goals that you go towards, right? But most women don't have those emotional circuitries there, where they enjoy doing things, they enjoy meeting other people, they enjoy having other people in their lives. So as a result, I want you to guys to practice these so that you guys can get the same effect, right? So another thing about using these tactics is that this will also give you an air of unpredictability. They're not going to know what's going on in your head, you see, and anything that you do will have a sense of uncertainty behind it, and as a result, everything that you do will have more value because they don't know where they stand with you.
When you don't know what's gonna happen next, you are waiting in the state of suspense. Like your heart is pumping, right? Your attention is narrow to that thing. Unpredictability makes the person's attention narrow towards you. It fades everything away, and it makes you the most important thing, because humans are always trying to find patterns. And if you don't give him something to hold on to long enough, that guy will consistently be thinking of you simply because he can't predict you. Now, look, this only works when the guy has a genuine connection with you. When he's with you, he has a natural chemistry. This can't be forced. Remember, this channel is not about creating chemistry out the ass, like just shitting chemistry and creating it. Chemistry is not something you make on your own. It has to come naturally. Like, you just talk to them, and for some reason you connect. And these are the things that these types of tactics work on, right? Because then you could do anything and any of the strategies that I teach, and it has a tenfold effect. The issue with a lot of you ladies is that when you meet a guy that you have chemistry with, you ruin that chemistry. So you can create chemistry. You cannot create it out of nowhere. Now, maybe in a crisis situation, but you can't create it, but you could definitely ruin it.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm sure exactly how to do it so that you don't really ruin your relationship, but that it actually improves the relationship, right? So remember that the harder that a guy tries to figure you out through what I'm gonna be showing you, right? The more insecurity you make them feel, the more they'll think of you. You see, so the harder you are to figure out, the more insecurity they're gonna feel, and the more they're gonna think of you when you're not there. This is how we base in the video, okay? So with that being said, I'm gonna show you the different ways you can do this. Now, if you guys need one-on-one coaching, you guys know where to go. Go to mindfulattraction.org, or you can see on the link below. And if you guys want to attend my seminar in Europe, it's going to be called a transformational seminar. This seminar is based on the inner game and the mindfulness aspect and the spiritual aspect of what I teach. You guys can also purchase it on the link below. All right. So the first thing is that the first step is not first step, but one of the first steps is show interest, a lot of interest in person, but out of sight, out of mind. Right. And mind you, this is all based on the things women do to me. Okay, so I'm not just talking on my ass. This is based on some of the things that women do. So there's this girl that I see, and she does this a lot to me. I find this very annoying, right? She shows a lot of interest in person. She really, like, she's so fucking sexy, so hot. Jesus Christ, right? She shows a lot of interest in person, but when she's away, she's very detached.
And at the end of the day, this girl that I'm talking about just didn't like me that much, right? And even at that time, because, like, I wasn't accepting the fact that she didn't like me, but because she was giving me breadcrumbs, I still kept going back. And that made me think of her more because I didn't know when I was going to get that fix again. Now, you don't have to make this toxic, right? Right? You could you love a guy, but stop being so goddamn predictable. Stop acting out of every impulse that comes to you. That means that's why you got to practice mindfulness and attend these meditation meetups that I have coming up next Sunday, next Sunday, not this Sunday, but Sunday on the 11th, right? Or check out my new course. I think the course is called, I keep forgetting people, Emotional Mastery. I'm already making it, people. So it's coming out this summertime, but you could pre-order Emotional Mastery. It's pretty much, it's helping you deal with these intense emotions when you're dating. If you don't deal with these emotions, you're going to do the shit that I did to make this girl lose interest in me. The one that I'm talking about in this video. Because I can promise you, I turned her off. And I wasn't even aware I was turning her off because I liked her so much. Like when you like someone a lot, you lose self-awareness. And you think you're aware. In reality, you're acting needy as fuck. You give them the psycho I love you eyes, you know?
You see, she wants to see me, but is willing to wait patiently. All right. So she doesn't think of me when I'm not around her.
Make this a rule. Anytime somebody is patient to see you, that person does not like you that much. Now, within the first month, okay, whatever, be patient. After 2 or 3 months, if this person is still patient, I don't care if it's fucking Gandhi. I better see you. I better see some anxiety. I better see some irrationality. I better see you travel to. I better see. I don't want to hear any rational reasons why you can't see me. You have to like me so much that you're willing to go to spend money you should have spent on me, because love is not a rational choice, people. It's not a rational choice. You don't just say, "Oh, I'm gonna fall in love with you because we are a perfect match." That's not how it works. All right. When somebody likes you, they don't act rational. It's how it works.
But when I text her, she responds very fast. You see, but she doesn't initiate the text. Okay. So to such a point that it really does surprise me when I hear back from her, because when I don't hear from her, I'm like, oh, well, she doesn't like me, because I don't really hear from her. So I'll send a text message to see whether or not she's interested, and she responds with a lot of enthusiasm. So it kind of like the absence, the mere fact that she doesn't text me often, right, makes me think of her, makes me feel insecure. But then when I text her, she responds to me. It really does surprise me, because I'm like, oh fuck, I thought she just lost interest. You see, and so it really does get to you. It really does affect it. It really is effective, because whether or not she's using this consciously, which I don't think so, it works. It really works. You see, so you can use this on the guy by simply showing interest in person and not over text, right? This makes the guy think that he has you when you're in person, and then suddenly you catch him off guard by not doing the same thing when you're not really there. So in his mind, he'll say, "Oh fuck, she's losing interest," but then you agree to meet up with him. You want him to say, "Damn, is she is she looks like she, if I ask her to hang out with me, she looks like she's gonna be busy all of a sudden. You want to give him that feeling. See what I'm saying? Like, trust me, like, this really does work. I'm telling you, because this fucking annoys me when it happens to me, right? And this produces a subtle fear that that makes him want to see you more, because it's like, fuck, I hope she responds when I send her this text message. Hey, what's up? Like, you're like, fuck, I hope she responds. I hope she responds. You see, that in that place is in that moment, not when you're texting, but in the moment of waiting is when the guy becomes, when his imagination becomes to take control of his mind. Right? You want to show that you can. And another thing, an important aspect to this is that you want to show that you cannot control yourself when you're in person. Like, really say fucking love being around you, right? You really want him to feel that you really love being around him, and that you cannot, and that you find him irresistibly attractive. But when he's away, you want to take a step back, because what you're showing him is this. And when he's in person, he's like, yeah, look at this girl. She cannot control herself around me, right? And so it means that you have little control over your emotions. You're communicating that, because you find them irresistible. But when you're away, you control your emotions. So it's kind of like, fuck, she could control her emotions when she's around me, and when she's away, I don't hear from her. There's no way she's using any tactics, because she cannot control herself. What's going on? And that's where you want to be, in that place, right? So. But when you're away, okay, exactly, you become stoic, and that's where the tactics come into place. Because if you really are attached to him, if you really cannot control yourself, then you want to apply the mindfulness things that I teach about in order to control your emotions. All right, so watch videos on how to be happy with a pen and paper. I made a video on that, and it'll show you how to use this. All right, so this will also hint at, in addition to that, the fact that you don't mind being away from him because of the guy's natural insecurities. It'll also hint that there's someone else in your life, the possibility. But make it subtle. You see, it's going to be subtle. You see, meaning that you let your absence and your subtle gestures speak about it. So your busyness and having friends in your life will create the illusion that you have more choices. You see, and also if he says, so what you've been doing, and you be like, oh, I just had dinner with a friend. And then you switch the topic. What are you doing, right? And so, because he doesn't know much about what's going on around you, because you don't initiate the text, but when he does text you, you really show enthusiasm and interest. Those things provoke subtle jealousy. Like, all of these elements combined produces jealousy, subtly. That's where you want to be, in a subtle level, right? The second thing, create space in the midst of an argument, right? For example, the feeling of reconciliation when you were in someone, and then when you got back with each other, produces an intense feeling that makes the guy bond with you stronger, right? But the key is to create space when there's an argument. And also,
now this is where some people say I am toxic, and
to create space, once you feel like the guy kind of likes you, once you feel like the guy has some comfort with you, then you can introduce the argument, because it's not good to create an argument on the first date. And now it's kind of like, rather than the feeling of connection, the argument closes you both off and creates a defensive wall, Donald Trump style, where you guys cannot really communicate with each other, because you guys are really defensive. So make him undefensive by making him like you and feeling comfortable, and then you introduce your argument, right? Once you feel like he has some emotional investment with you. So, but the key is to create space when there's an argument. Are you trying to pick up with him, or do you just need a break? You see, like, to create space when there's an argument. It's something that he'll never know until the moment comes and bam, you're back. This alleviates insecurities and makes him like you more. So, for example, let's say you guys had an argument, and let's say he bailed on you to hang out, right? You'd be like, so where are you? He'd be like, sorry, I couldn't make it. I got lost. I don't know, just making an excuse. You'd be like, oh, what the fuck, man? I told you, like, if you're not gonna hang out, just say so, man. You'd be like, oh, I'm sorry. You know what? Never mind.
Now look, this is generally for people. This is for people who are afraid of confronting, and this usually happens when you really like the person. When there's a power disbalance in a relationship, the guy that when he doesn't like you that much, he's willing to confront you, but because there's a power disbalance, you can sense that, and you know you have no leverage, so you give in to him, and you never stand up for yourself because you can feel the disbalance. This is why controlling your emotions is so important. Because the only reason why you're afraid of confronting is because you're afraid of losing, and also you are afraid that that he might not. You're afraid that you're not able to deal with the emotions if this doesn't end up working. You're afraid that it's gonna hurt too much, right? But if you know deep down through meditation that you could deal with the pain, that it is tolerable, that the pain is not a negative thing, then you could use that as an opportunity to grow, and the fear of losing that person will not be there. And thus, it'll heighten your ability to stand up for yourself. It'll heighten your confidence. And the guy will sense that. You could only have peace through strength, right? Like you could only have peace through power. If you have weakness, there will never be peace. If you have no power, there will never be peace, because people will always keep trying you. But if people know you have the power, if people know you're willing to walk away, they try you less. And that's the whole point.
Right? If you guys have some history, like at least a month or two of talking, and you guys consistently see each other, adding this, you know what, never mind, right? And then not responding, he's gonna be like, oh, fuck. Like, he's gonna feel like I'm losing you. You see what I'm saying? Don't respond, and then act like you were. I say, you know what? I'm so sorry, man. It's my fault. I didn't mean to react that way. Let's hang out. You see what I'm saying? And so now the feeling of, oh fuck, it was an argument. Now you guys are back. That feeling of like, oh, finally, creates a stronger bond. I'm telling you, man. And this makes the guy think of you. Look, I'm just letting you know, man. I know it sounds crazy, but you just gotta trust me on this.
It's true. It is true. The problem is that you guys usually apply this when you don't give a fuck about the guy, right? And when you like the guy, you are completely petrified to do this because you're afraid what's really gonna happen. Because deep down, you might know that this guy doesn't like you, and you're just like, you're in denial, right? And look, relationships are all about spiritual growth. These types of things are difficult to deal with, but they help you grow as a person, right? They do help you grow. It's painful, but you do grow from these. That's how I became how I am. I'm still growing, people. I'm still growing. You know, like, I'm still growing. Like, you guys, like, I'm gonna tell you some shit a few months from now, but it's like, as a person, I'm still growing, and it's like, the only way you grow is through hardship. And it's like, when you're presented with relationship hardships, then that's how you grow as a person. That's how you evolve. You don't fucking evolve by just taking psychedelics. You evolve through going through pain, going to hell and back, and telling people what you learned from that. You know what I'm saying, people? That's how it is, man. That's how it is. Look, I'll say this. I remember I started partying a lot, right? And for some reason, I went and did MDMA, right? And I kept doing that. I kept partying and doing MDMA, and I was like, "Holy fuck! I think I'm almost addicted to this shit." People, legit. And I had to go to AA just to make sure that never happens again. And it's like, why would you go? And it's kind of like, you don't want to go once you're fucking deep in that. You want to go when you think, you're like, okay, this is getting a little dark right now. I'd rather get some help and make sure this doesn't go out of proportion. And because I did that, I never regretted it. It was the best decision. The best decision, people. Controlling, you have to find a way to control your emotions. Never let it get so far where you let people and habits control you. You know? Now, for example, I smoke weed and that's fine. I don't mind. But fucking MDMA, shit, that's some crazy shit, people. You don't want to deal with that. Like, I'm telling you, people, don't go that route. That's some evil shit, man. But, I'm happy where I am in my life, and it's like, me, I just want to be a good example for you guys. I don't want to disappoint you guys. I don't want to deceive you guys. I want you guys to see me and say, okay, he inspires me to do good. You know what I'm saying? So I tell you guys these things, and it's like, some people might hear this and say, okay, how the hell is this guy teaching all of this? And I completely understand. And you know what? You might have a point. You completely might have a point. And I will never argue that. I will always just say, you don't have to listen to what I say, right? And you have every right to look at me and say, I may not be a good example. And if somebody says that about me, don't just defend me. Think about it and say, you know what? Maybe you're right. You know what I'm saying? The point is, question people but also question people, but also, understand that the people who you watch are not perfect. I'm not perfect, and I try to show that, to humanize all of this. All right, people? All right, man. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, man. I really have a lot of love and appreciation for every single one of you guys. You guys have no idea how much I really want to help you guys. Seriously, like, you guys have no idea, right? So it's kind of like, I just want to tell you guys that, that thank you for watching these videos. You guys make my job really fun. All right. Anyways, enjoy, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, ladies. So finally, I have released my second course for women, which is natural chemistry. This course is a 5-week course. 5-week course where every week you're gonna get a new set of videos based on specific issues. This course is all about how to create and maintain the attraction in any man. This will help you create love. This will help you deepen the love with your man. This is not about manipulation. This is not about playing games. This is genuine natural chemistry. No more short-term partners, no more being fooled. Why? Because I will reveal to you not only how to create attraction in the first week, but also how to understand male nature, how to understand their tricks, how to prevent from being too attached, signs that he's the wrong guy, signs that he's a narcissist, signs that he's a mama's boy, signs that he's an emotionally available guy, emotionally unavailable guy. We go over everything. We go over this 3rd week, setting boundaries. We go over the 3rd week, controlling your emotions, right? Setting boundaries, 4th week, 5th week, embracing your masculine and the feminine, right? And on top of that, I have over 10 different bonuses. 10 different bonuses. My Lord have mercy, right? With a money back guarantee. The bonus are: 1, the natural chemistry, over 10 hours of content, right? The breakup formula, how to deal with a breakup, right? The connecting with your man, right? Establishing a life of abundance, social mastery, understanding your dark side, the goal setting seminar, which is about how to set and achieve goals, practical mastery that will teach you how to master anything. The laws of human nature. I have a book club for the laws of human nature with over 4 hours of content, right? The transformational seminar in a pocket, which is my mindfulness seminar, and the Chase audiobook. This originally is $1,800, but you get it starting at $97, ladies and gentlemen, right? $97. We have different packages, but all of this starts at $97. And you know what? You can check it out for free if you want. Yeah, for all the freeloaders, I have free videos just for you. Free videos, all right? So you could just check it out for free, and then you could get out. Nothing wrong with that, all right? So, and on top of that, it comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee. No questions asked. That's right. No questions asked. I don't mind. I just want you guys to check it out, because I know when you take one look, you're going to want to buy it. I can promise you. Just like my other course, the psychological game of attraction, it was a hit. You're going to love this one. This one is not about manipulation. This is genuine natural chemistry. Order it now, all right? I'll see you guys inside. Peace out.